about coming in bad weather this year. And it's nice to see so many people out with their families. And we have nice programs that's coming up. And we hope you will all enjoy it. And I'd like to turn it over now to Pat and Mike Murray, who will be our MCs, because Bob Jenny couldn't come because of the death in the family. So they have generously volunteered to take over. Here's Pat.
Thank you, Georgette. Our condolences certainly go out to the family. I had something when I was up here last year that I wanted to say, and the opportunity just did not present itself. So before we start the program, I really have to say it now. I feel after the numerous visits that I've come here over the last year or so, that the residents here are some of the most fortunate people on earth. It's not just that. It's the staff, Sister Helen, the administrative staff, the nurses, the nursing staff, the activities committee, the ladies auxiliary, everything is geared to the residents' well-being. But you know, when you say the residents are fortunate, we, the families, are doubly fortunate. We can go home and we can rest that our loved ones are being taken care of. They have a quality of life. Let's get on. Let's give everyone here. Enjoy yourself today. Let's have fun. The first one on the program is Loretta Murray's youngest son and my brother. I'm her eldest son. Michael.
I think you forgot to say the youngest and the smallest. Anyway, Father Mike Dalton helped me out in a little history about this song that I'm going to endeavor here to sing tonight. And, a lot of you probably weren't aware that if it wasn't for mice, yeah, that's mice, one that climbed up the Christmas stock, those little mices. If it wasn't for mice, this song probably would never have been written. It was back in 1800. It was the early 1800s, 1818. Mice had eaten the bellows out of the organ. In the German parish, it was Franz Gruber. He was the director of that particular church, and there would have been no music for the choir to sing along with that Christmas Eve. So he sat down and wrote guitar lyrics to this song. It was called Still Knock. Now, if there's German people in here, which I'm sure there are, I must have mispronounced that. But it's been translated into many different languages, and we know it as Silent Night. Now, being as though it was 1818 when Hans put this song together, he can't make it here to accompany me tonight, but I've got Hazel Vanderbilt. She's going to play it with me here tonight. Hazel, please. You know, actually, the way I put that across, you probably thought it was a joke, but afterwards, Father Mike will tell you it is 100% true. That's the way Silent Night actually came about. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child. So tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven above, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night at thy birth, Jesus Lord at thy birth.
That was great, Michael and Hazel. Just great. Move over, Elvis Presley. Imagine Mike responsible for that great carol. Next up, Evelyn Robinson, one of the faithful volunteers here at the Villa, and her two daughters, Christine and Carolyn, are going to sing a duet with piano accompaniment. The duet, The Drummer Boy. Evelyn, Christine, and Carolyn. together. And Evelyn on the piano. It's nice to see the youngsters taking part. Next up, we have Betty Jean Sanderson, a piano student of Evelyn Robinson. And she will play Angels We Have Heard on High. Betty Jean, go at it.
Betty Jean, that was great. You just made us feel good.
Oh, you're welcome.
Congratulations. Let's give her another round of applause. Next on the program, 3 members of the Sacred Heart Villa Auxiliary will present the thoughts of the people who were around at that first Christmas Eve. A shepherd, a servant girl, and King Herod. Will I say ladies and gentlemen?
I'm not really a very important person to come and take your time like this. You see, I'm only a servant woman who works in an inn in the village of Bethlehem. Bethlehem is a small, nice little town, about 6 miles outside Jerusalem. I enjoy working for my master. You see, being a small village, we don't get much business. Just an occasional traveller or merchant who stops by, needing a place to rest and eat a warm meal. I love that slow-paced life, where it gives me a chance to visit with our guests, get to know them, and truly make them feel at home. But then, every 14 years like this one, we have that dreadful census which turns our peaceful existence into sheer chaos. Our Roman overlords require that everyone return to his or her home city to be enrolled so that tax records can be updated. Now, as I mentioned, Bethlehem is a small town that most folks don't pay much mind, except we do have one illustrious legacy. This is the home of our beloved King David. Of this we are intensely proud. But sometimes I wish it weren't the case. Whenever we have a census, all the descendants of David flock to our village and we don't know what to do with them all. Why, in our inn alone, the master immediately filled 3 of our guest rooms, and he must have another 10 to 15 people sleeping in the kitchen and dining areas. Last night they came this couple, a young man and his wife. The man begged for a place to stay. He said he had been to every other inn in town and had been turned away. He told the master that they desperately needed some shelter. Even the most humble would do, for his wife was about to give birth. The master was shaking his head in exasperation when suddenly an idea came to him. Would a bed of hay shared with the animals in the stable out back suffice? Believe me, you've never seen such a grateful man. Tears almost came to his eyes as he thanked my master and showered him with blessings. But you know, I think my master found that space has much to make a little more money in it. Oh well, 2 more faces in the mouth. Well, as you can imagine, after that day's work, I was worn to a frazzle, totally exhausted. And with the evening being so peaceful, I slept like a baby. Until suddenly, in the dead of night, there came the scream of a baby from out back in the stable. First I thought, that's crazy. I must be dreaming. But then I remembered the young woman at the inn. Oh, my bed felt so good. I could have stayed in it forever. But then my bedside got to me and I struggled out of bed. Lit a lantern, dressed and sleepily made my way to the stables to see if I could help. As I approached, there was the usual smell of the animals, the horses, the goats, and the sheep. And inside I saw a most unusual sight. There, in the midst of those animals, wrapped in a gray linen cloth, was a tiny baby, lying in a feeding trough, cushioned by a mattress of straw. In yellow golden lantern light, I saw a beautiful young mother, tenderly looking down into the face of her newborn baby, and a tired young father, proudly gazing at both with a smile that covered his face. I don't know what it was. I can't count how many babies I've seen, or even how many I've helped deliver. There was something different about this one. As I stood there gazing on, I was overwhelmed by a rich sense of warmth, peace, and love. Finally, after perhaps half an hour, I approached the young mother, embraced her, and kissed her forehead. Then I touched the smooth, soft face. As I returned to my room, I knew that that scene would never leave me. I pray my newfound sense of inner peace will abide as long. Bye, everyone. I bring all of you greetings on this wonderful evening. My name is Simon of Bethany. My profession, sheep king. For that reason, I'm afraid I can't remain with you long. I left my sheep alone and must return to them directly. But it is a great honor for me to be here. I don't often have the privilege of attending religious services. It's not that I don't love God, you understand. It's because of my work. Sheep are pleasant, affectionate animals, but they're also quite defenseless, and as a result, they need almost constant care. But I didn't come here tonight to tell you about sheep. I have some very exciting news I'd like to share with you. Not many days ago, I was out in the fields that surround the town of Bethlehem, which are very good for grazing weather, with some other shepherds. The day had been typical, almost boring, and when evening came, we gathered all of our sheep together for safety. The other shepherds and I sat around our warm fire, each going on telling old stories, when suddenly there was a brilliant light all around us. Can you imagine peacefully sitting in the dark, empty field, and suddenly, with no warning, being drenched with a light brighter than the sun? I was scared to death, but as if sensing our fear, a warm, full voice proceeded from the midst of the light, telling us not to be afraid, that he came to bring us good news. The Messiah was born that night in the city of David, the Christ child born to bring salvation to all the world. Immediately, the sky seemed to be filled with angelic voices singing, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men." I can tell you, it was the most beautiful thing I've heard, prettier than any choir on earth. Then, as suddenly as they came, they were gone, and the night was quiet and peaceful again. At first I thought, surely I must have fallen asleep, and this was all a dream. But if it was a very peculiar dream, and each one of my friends dreamed the same thing. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. I was so excited I could have jumped out of my skin. I had to rush down to Bethlehem and see for myself. I was a bit anxious about leaving the sheep all alone. Who could tell what wild animal might attack while we were gone? But no matter what, I had to go to see the Messiah, my Lord, my King. It must have been an amusing sight to watch this ragtag group of shepherds tripping over one another as we hurried for town. But to me it seemed as if we flew like birds. Bethlehem is a small town, and by that hour of the night, few lights were on. So it didn't take us long to find a small, humble stable bursting with light, love, and joy. We slowly entered, and there he was, tender, innocent, wrapped in swaddling clothes. We immediately fell down on our knees in silence and thanked God for allowing us to behold this blessed sight. And then we told Mary and Joseph, for those were his parents' names, all that had happened to us. Later, as we returned to our flocks, it suddenly hit me. The Savior was born in a stable. The announcement of this joyous event made to a group of ragged shepherds. I heard it said once that God moves in mysterious ways. Well, I don't know about that, but this thing about the Messiah is more than my mind can figure out. One thing I do know is that God doesn't just care about the priests or the wealthy or the people in important positions. He also cares for me, an unknown, unimportant shepherd. I'm sorry to take so much of your time. I'm afraid my sheep are getting restless, so I had better go. God be with you. Good night.
I, Herod, Herod the Great, king of all Israel, the most powerful ruler since the time of King David. David, that name stings like a knife jabbed between my shoulders. David, beloved of God and beloved of his people. The people only have contempt for me. They mock me because I'm half Jew. They say I have no right to the throne because I am not of the royal line. But I was rightfully appointed king by the Roman emperor. I am the sovereign here, no matter what blood runs in my veins. Being aware of the unruly sentiment among the rabble, once I was in office, I systematically executed all the remaining members of the Hasmonean family, the royal lineage, in order to secure my power. I even executed my own wife and mother-in-law. They too were Hasmonean. As you can see, I am no stranger to blood and violence. They are simply a necessary part of my position. I had 3 of my own sons executed because of their treachery against me. Caesar Augustus, emperor of the entire civilized world, once said it was safer to be Herod's pig than Herod's son. And I like that saying. But those damn people with their love for David, why do they only have hatred for me? Once I remitted 1/3 of their taxes and 1/4 another year. In the seasons we had that terrible famine, I melted down all the plates of gold in the royal palace to buy grain for the people. But are they grateful? Even when I wanted to build an exquisite new temple to God on Mount Zion, those pious people trusted me so little that they would not let me tear down one stone from the old temple to start construction until I had every block for the new one was in sight. And now to make matters worse, just recently 3 fool astrologers from the east came to me. To me, King Herod, at last, asked if I knew where a descendant of David, who would be king of the Jews, was to be born. I could barely contain my rage. I am king of the Jews. Well, if there is more princely child being born in this land, I will know of it. I immediately assembled some of the Pharisees, learned in our Hebrew scriptures to ascertain there is was to be born, and to my astonishment, those useless scholars actually displayed some useful knowledge. They told me of a passage from Micah, as you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who will govern people, Israel, and Bethlehem. Excellent, excellent Bethlehem. It's just a stone's throw down the road, and easy mark for a unit of my strongest soldiers. Oh yes, and the wise men, or so at least they call themselves, not so wise as to see through my plan. Seek diligently this child who is born King of the Jews. And you have found him, bring me up. When you have found him, bring me word, for I shall bring him gifts of great value and fall down before him in humble adoration. I intend to Christmas. A new king from the house of David was born to raise up an army to butcher me and my descendants, to sit upon the throne in my place, power, and to be recipient of the people's love and adoration. I shall never come to pass. It shall never come to pass. I shall burn in the flames of hell before this treacherous child escapes the iron fist of Herod the Great.
Thank you, ladies. I'm glad I didn't live in those times. Thank you, that was great. She's still saying, phew. Next on the program, Morgan Bach, granddaughter of Lily Bach, will play the piano. Christmas Chipmunks. Come on, Morgan. great, Margaret. That was great. And guess what we have next? Ryan Bach. And Ryan's going to play Frosty the Snowman. Yeah, you'll do a good job. Thank you.
Okay, next on the program here this afternoon is Miriam Harrod, one of our nursing staff, who will sing the Dutch Christmas song. Miriam?
I learned this song when I was a little girl in Holland, and it's talking about the star. The shepherds when they find the star, and the three wise men when they find the star, and whatever happens after. I sing it a cappella. This makes me nervous. Dat is een kind geboren,
next on our program, we have Christine Bayer. She's the granddaughter of Greg Balaban, and she will play the piano. Christine? Pardon? Oh, okay. She couldn't make it, so the lady in the red sweater, she'll play the piano. I might even be able to help you on that one. Okay, then next on our program, well, I recognize his name, I can even spell it. It's Patrick Murray. Of course, that's Loretta Murray, my mother's oldest son. And with the accompaniment of Margaret Vandenberg, he's going to sing O Holy Night.
Grandparents carry pictures of their grandchildren with them. I carry the grandchildren. Now, if you were here last year, my daughter Mary Louise, her and her husband Fred were expecting, and Mary Louise sang Stand By Your Man. This is actually Nicole. And if you're here on St. Patrick's Day, you may meet another one. Translated into every known language. I know when I was up here over a year ago, a year and a half ago, and I was practicing down there, Marcel was even singing along in Flemish, and in his own Flemish, but to the tune, O Holy Night. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and sorrow pining, till He appeared and the soul felt His word. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. O night divine, O night when Christ was born, O night divine, O night, O night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by His cradle we stand. So led by light of a star brightly shining, here came the wise men from Orient land, to see the King who made earth's lowliest choices. He chose His throne, a manger all forlorn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night, O night divine. With the turmoil that is in the world right now, and things are changing so fast, especially the Eastern Bloc countries are now free. Russia, what we know as the Soviet Union, is almost gone. I think, and I feel, and I had 2 phone calls last night, that we're in a period that I think we can actually have peace on earth. And in that light, I'd like to do this next piece on a request, and I'd like to sing it for Father Mike and Sister Helen, both of them. Father Mike has been through a terrible war. He knows what war means. Most of us do not. And Sister Helen was born in a country that was not free for many years. Let there be peace. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you, and I'd like you to thank Margaret Vandenberg. You know, I couldn't hear that intro. My hearing must be going. Sister Helen, would you make a place for me?
You know, I was just sitting there listening, or standing there listening in the sidelines, and my brother and I was singing a choir. He conned me into it about a year ago now. And the women there, every time I'm into a song, I'll say, "Stop, Margaret, that song's too high for me," or "Slow down, Margaret, that song's too low for me." And the women always say to me, "Mike, you've got a lot to learn." And I never knew what really they meant by that until I stood there hearing the professor there sing there. Okay, next on our agenda here this afternoon, I'd like to call on Sister Helen. Sister Helen, please.
Each year I have the opportunity to wish you a very gracious Christmas, and I usually use that opportunity to share a few thoughts that have been and are nourishing for me. Before I do that, I just like to think of a place and invite you to think with me when we think about our hope that there will be peace on earth. We can't help but think of Yugoslavia, where there is no peace right now. So I thought that maybe together we could pray the Our Father for those people for whom Christmas will be very hard, and maybe our prayer will help that Christmas will be a little bit lighter than we think right now. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Can you hear me without the mic? No, that's no. All right, I'm going to use it. Just the night before I came back from Europe, I was there for a whole month on my business trip, where our sisters in Hungary start anew. And I was helping them, so you can think that there are many, many thoughts on my mind. I'm not going to share all those thoughts with you. But as I sat here and enjoyed the program, a question came to my mind. Do we know why is it that at Christmas every family tries to get together? Regardless how far the members of the family are, they travel because it is Christmas, and Christmas is a time for family. And maybe I found one of the answers to that question, and this is what I like to share with you in a few thoughts. At Christmas we celebrate Jesus coming into the world, the second person of the Trinity entering into our world. Why? So that we may have life and have it to the full, as we read in the Gospel of St. John. What is the basic characteristic of this life? Life together. Because Jesus came, we don't walk alone, even on earth, but He accompanied us. He wants to be with us always. So, we celebrate life, that is life together, first of all, with God. Then, the other characteristic of this life is that is life together with men of goodwill. And we all know the saying that alone we fall, together we stand. So because Jesus came, we can have real life, that is life together. You meet people, unfortunately, in our days very often, who question whether it's worth to live. And when you get to know them a little bit, you find out that they think that the life that they have cannot be called life in the proper sense of the word. Because they are lonely, they are alone, they have nobody to share. So, this year at Christmas, I wish you a real experience of this life together. That you could experience how great, how joyful it is to live together with God, how joyful it is to live together with all those people who love God and love men of goodwill. And I think here is the answer to the question, why is it that at Christmas every member of the family tries to get together? Because They want to celebrate Christmas, which is life together with God and life together with man. It is very important that we have this meaning for us. Otherwise, we really cannot celebrate Christmas in the real sense of the word. So let's pray for one another that we can grow in this life. And I just like to refer back what Pat was saying at the beginning, that we think, and I was very happy to hear that he thinks this is a very special place. Sacred Heart Villa is a very special place because here we experience life together. And the people who are part of this life together are our residents, all the beautiful, wonderful people who work at the villa, the family of the residents, the members of our auxiliary, and the many, many volunteer groups who are part of our life, and also the not so many but very valuable volunteers who come here to the villa and help. And I like to thank especially Evelyn and her two beautiful daughters, Christine and I forgot the other name. Pardon me? Carolyn, who participated even today. Thank you for coming out. I'd like to thank the auxiliary for all that they have done and for all that they will be doing. I'd like to thank all those who made this day special for us by participating in the program. And as in other years, I can tell you that we pray for you, and especially we pray during the Christmas season. And this year we are going to ask the special grace that you really have a good experience of the life that Jesus has brought. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we can all do a little bit better than that, especially now that I see there's birds here. So we want everybody into this one, all right? Okay, the next one is Silver Bell. Where's the find Now the Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Yeah, we'll do that again, yeah. We've just been requested because the audience weren't participating long enough, and we're going to hold the refreshments back until we really get audience participation here. Very gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Now here's one we're going to need a lot of help with, and I think the younger ones will be able to help us with this one. Because I'm told this, and I believe it to be true, that if we sing this song loud enough, that in fact Santa Claus may appear. It just depends how loud I think we sing, and we'll all help you. The younger ones will all help you. Okay? Here comes Santa Claus.
Number 9.
Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen, all his reindeer rolling along the range. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. And your song you say your prayers till Santa Claus comes tonight. Must not be loud enough, we got to do it better. We got to, for the children's sake, we got to be louder, because I don't see him. I don't see him. Let's try to get louder. All right. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Here's Santa Blitzen, all his reindeer falling all the rain. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. And your stocking is filled with prayers, for Santa Claus comes tonight. Hey, here he is. Here he is. Way to go. That just shows you that you sing loud enough, any wish can come true. I understand that Santa has some helpers. I don't know if I have to here, but Santa has, first of all, I believe, brought some of his helpers with him to distribute out presents to the people here in the villa, I believe. Okay, here comes Santa's helpers.
Oh, they are elves, aren't they?
I guess you want to stand. And this one here, the children will have to wait, but Santa promised me, being as though you sang loud enough, when he gets done with the residents, he's going to look deeper in his bag for the children. Breaker ball man.
Over here.
Eva Andu. Marcel Bawali.
Yeah, we know that.
Do I have that little girl in the red hair there?
Oh, she'll be a big one.
see Joseph Benesis.
Joseph Benesis. A good Irish name.
Adolph Broussard. Somebody special here, Father Dalton. Did she get divorced? No. Thank you. What's she expecting?
This is a volume I haven't heard it before. He got the people to sing louder than they ever sang before the miracles is coming. They all sang louder than that. Whatever he said, you got to put it down.
Alice Verhagen.
John, what do you got?
Irmoya Arvia. Irma Harvey. I say it in Flemish because she used to be a neighbor at one time. Way up there in North Pole. Diane Washup? Washup?
There she is. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Diane.
Eva Howie? Makes a habit once in a while, eh? Merry Christmas, Eva. You're welcome. You gotta bring the habit once in a while here. Uh-oh. Celincha Bombala. Yellow Vanderbilt.
I don't think that.
Rose Perky.
She is not here. Not here. She is not here. She.
Evelyn McCourt. Well, that's all right. I can deliver this one first.
Ah.
Merry Christmas, Evelyn. You're welcome.
He knows. Maybe he is first. I don't think he is. Maybe Banya. That's what he said.
Jermaine Noddy. Vanilda Spreet.
No, he doesn't. He is Spanish. He knows his
Who cast on you?
It takes longer time, but I think it's nice.
Joy McCord.
She's right there.
Teresa Wise. Anna Moore. Anna Moore. Marie Van Leerberg.
I'll leave it here.
Sophia Robinson. Lily Bach. Lily Bach. Margaret Gramuska. Miriam Dedrick. Juliana DeCookland. Gladys Devlin.
Somebody said, I know one of those who has the 100 here.
Nellie Langford.
She was.
Nellie Langford. Merry Christmas, Nellie. Katrina Pusher. Claudia Van Dorn. Van Dorn. Right here. Marcel Strobach. Stella Kulish.
There she is.
Mildred Ewart. Mildred Ewart.
Oh, I'm not going to there.
Godly Cocoon.
Personal delivery.
Josephine.
You got it here.
Josephine DeBach. Anna Ross.
I don't think she is here. She's in her room. She's not here.
Madeline Van
So
Landers.
many things that we do.
Hermina Polyak.
Not here.
invited me down, but she said there was only orange juice.
That's Mariette.
I like pineapple juice.
She's here.
Helen Adams. Helen Adams.
Yes.
Rosalina Tanski.
No, Rosalia Thompson? I know.
Loretta Murray.
One passed away 4 years
Marie Spence.
She's in her room.
Can I have Carolyn Robinson stand up? Carolyn Robinson. Would everybody join me? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carolyn. Happy birthday to you. Sister Margaret? Would you like this, sister? Rock and roll. Sister Helen?
Well, as everybody knows, I am very shy. Am I going to change today?
How many bets am I got on that one?
For your sake and for Rita's sake.
Okay, now can I have all the children come up? You want to make a nice line up here? You got your list along? Mrs. Bonner doesn't go from here to high, and we end up at the Hey, Mom and Daddy, just listen here. Just listen here now. This is what we want for Christmas, both of us. Oh, boy. Big presents. How about you? No. Make sure everybody hears it.
Yeah, more. You want
Thank you.